Hello folks. Today I'll introduce to the much awaited module that has been in consistent request from my users. As a user, you always want to know the breakdown of your telemetry data by service or by environment. To make this data easily available to our users, we are excited to launch our cost meter module. The cost meter module helps you visualize and quantify the telemetry data across various dimensions. Now, to access the cost meter module, you can go to the cost meter section here. It's currently in beta release. Once you go there, you get a nice landing page. The landing page is split into multiple sections, starting with the total section. The total section tells you upfront about the key dimensions across which your cloud build depends. The total size of log records ingested, the size of spans ingested, and the total metric data points ingested. Now, all of this data can be dynamically adjusted according to the time range that you select, and the graphs update accordingly. Moving next, you have a nice section-wise split for all telemetry signals. You have logs, you have traces, and further down you have metrics. You can easily visualize the count of each log record ingested across with a parallel comparison to the size of the log records ingested. For example, at this particular time, there was 69.1K log records ingested, which corresponds to approximately 108 MB of log records ingested. Now, moving next, this whole landing page gives you a nice idea of the in overall system metering. Now, to drill down into each particular segment, let's say you want to break down the count, you want to break down the size of log records by particular service or by particular environment. We have another Explorer section where you can deep dive into each one of these in detail. Moving to the Explorer section. Now, before we start with the Explorer brief breakdown, I want to point out a certain few things beforehand. Now, these metadata is available to you as five convenience metrics. These five convenience metrics, what are they? Let's just look at them. These are signals.meter.log.count, which signifies the total number of log records ingested. You have meter.log.size, which corresponds to the size of log records. Then you have count for the spans, size for the spans, and then you have metric data point count, which signifies the total number of metric data points ingested. Now, all these are sum type metrics, and all of these are of delta temporality. Now, since all of these are exposed as underlying metrics, we have made it easily queryable via the same metrics aggregations that you're generally aware of. All the functions, all the operators, all the aggregations that you would generally do for any standard metric, you can do all of them for your custom meter data as well. Now, a point that I want to highlight is the metadata is aggregated and is exported every hour. So please select your time ranges accordingly. Now let's see the metadata in action. Let's say you are interested in the size of logs for the last 1 day. You get a nice breakdown of the rate of change of size of logs across the entire time range. But rather than rate, I'm particularly interested in the actual increase which happened from a period to period. So you can update your time aggregation filter to from rate to increase. Now you have the particular increase. Okay, this data seems very huge. Let me add a unit to it. Okay, now this seems very readable. Now I have 50 MB of logs that were ingested at on 24th August, and so on and so forth. You can visualize your whole data across this particular time range. Now, moving to the interesting part. Show me the breakdown by all services. Let's say I want to break down by service.name. To stage and run the query, you can see the entire breakdown of your log ingest size via each service name. You have your card service, your Kafka service. Okay, this seems too much to consume. Let me select a single service. Let's say I'm just interested in the currency service for now. So I can see a nice breakdown of how much of logs were ingested in size by this currency service over the last 1 day. And you can easily visualize that data. Now you can break down this data by deployment.environment, by service.name, by host.name. Let's say you're interested in a particular host generating certain metrics and you're interested in that. And the last part, a very exciting part for cloud customers is you have your Signals workspace ID as well. This is nothing but your ingestion key ID. Let's say you have a use case where you are ingesting, you're giving a unique ingestion key per service or per environment. So such filtering becomes very useful for those cases. Now, rather than this, let's just check via some hostname maybe. Let's say I'm interested in this particular hostname. I want to see the size of logs ingested by this hostname. So this hostname started ingested on 25th August, and you can see the breakdown of logs ingested by this hostname across this entire time range. Now, as for your journal explorers, we also have the ability for saved views. Let's say you, rather than this, you are interested in log size, which is ingested by hotel demo. Let's say this is the query that you generally filter. And I'm interested in this particular query. So I'll save this view. Let's say let's say log size for hotel demo. You can save this particular view. And if you go to the view section, you can see all your views present here. Let's say you generally want to apply this whole query, and the query gets applied for you. So this is all about the Meter Explorer. The next section to it, which is coming very soon, is the ability to set alerts on top of it so that you can get alerted when a particular quota gets reached or when your defined team quota gets increased. Let's say for a particular team, you have, or for a particular service, you assign 100 GB of logs per month. So you'll be able to set those alerts very soon in the coming future. Thank you.